Good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. 22 Social Dream Builders. So today I'm going to do live app audits. So if you have any questions about your app, want me to take a look at it, I'll get into that today. Or any questions, I'm going to do this like an open office hours Q&A today. It'll just be me. Renee is taking care of some things right now. So hopefully we can get it all squared. You should be able to hear me. I'm not going to have camera because I'm a hot mess today, but you should be able to hear me. I'm mainly going to be doing screen sharing since I'm doing audits today. But I also have a presentation. So I will be, let me check these comments. Looks like something's coming in. Awesome. Yay. Gold Coast, Australia. What time is it there? I know it's, you guys are in the future. It's still Cinco de Mayo over here, Tuesday. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, yay, hot messes. All right, cool. See, you can definitely live stream without going on camera. All right, let's find out that, make sure you guys are in the right place, especially if you're new. But, you know, we also usually have a lot of our regulars who come back and are here weekly. Some people just want to know, did they win this week's prize, right? All right, so awesome, 8 a.m. over there in Australia. Okay, cool. If you know the app ID number, then please comment with it. And you have to allow the app to let you see your face. Otherwise, I see like, here, I'll show you. I see that Facebook user. I could check, I can go into the group or the page and see who you are. But I'm a one-woman show today, so I don't know if I'll be able to toggle back and forth like that. But definitely comment. I'll show you how to do that. Let's first make sure everyone is in the right place. You know, this is for our dream builders. So I want to make sure that if you are a dream builder, you are in the right place. And let's talk about what that is, right? So we have a list, a criteria list that we kind of go through of what that is. Number one, you are passionate about your products and services and the people that you help with those products and services, the people that you serve, and you truly love what you do. You're doing what you love. You want to build this dream lifestyle, a business that's going to fund it and find a way to make it a reality. You want to build this online and create stability with your recurring income, something that's going to allow you to stop trading time for money and truly live that desired lifestyle without having to chase it constantly. And you want to build meaningful relationships. This is a social platform, hence 22 social. With more money and more time, you can help more people. So that's also going to contribute to stop trading time for money, but you'll be able to leverage the power of social networks, social platforms like Facebook to connect with those people that really need your help, you know, build that community and create that lasting impact on not even just the people you help, but your own life as well. And doing that is pretty rewarding. And finally, you want to basically have an understanding, right? That this takes time and work. It's a dream that you're building. It's a dream business. It's going to fund a dream lifestyle. You want it to have a lasting experience, right? You don't want it to just go away. So there's a little bit of legwork that needs to go in, but it can happen. And we'll give you some of the tools and get you going in the right direction. But you want that lasting impact, that lasting lifestyle, your fulfillment, basically long-term, not short-term, for that success. So let's not have this just in our head, right? We want to get this actually concrete, right? Make it work. And in order to do that, you need to follow some type of guide. We have a Dream Builder blueprint, which serves just that purpose exactly. And hence the word blueprint. It's a guide. It's a set of, I like to say, building blocks. So we start at the bottom, of course, with the dream. And it's helpful to do these in order. And I'll briefly go over what they are, but we do kind of get into different pieces of this on our weekly live streams here. And I'll show you where you can get some more information about each one of these blocks and each steps to find out where you are, what to do about it, and you know what your next step is. But it all starts with that dream, what you're working toward. You know, what does that really look like? Get that really figured out. You know, think about how many hours a day you're working, what type of work you're doing, your income streams. You know, where are you working from? Where are you at when this is happening? And what's your expertise? What is it that you are, what solutions, right, are you delivering? As entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers. What can you promise and commit to deliver And those results that you deliver are going to who? Who's that ideal client that's a recipient of that transformation you're offering, that solution, right? Who's got that issue that you can help with? And that could be what you deliver, could be through live streaming, blogging, creating a course, running a membership, doing one-on-one calls, simple tutorials, PDF downloads, or how-to videos, or things like that. Just keep in mind, you've got to be committed to continuously delivering that. So it should be something you enjoy. If you don't like doing it, don't do it, because you won't stick with it. And then once you have something that you know how you're going to deliver and you can commit to, start doing that, right? Invite people to take you up on those offers. People you know that can benefit from the solutions you offer, those that need those results. So if you have some type of video or guide, or if you offer coaching on a certain problem that you solve, reach out to people who have that issue and invite them to take you up on your offer. When you do that, you're going to learn some valuable insight. And this will help you in the following stages. You're going to learn things, everything from your pricing and your delivery model, are you delivering it correctly? Any questions or hangups or bottlenecks along the way? And maybe you will develop like a core product that is like, okay, this question comes up a lot, so maybe I should start with this. And you'll learn all that when you start actually, offering your services, offering your products, and making money while you're figuring it out. Don't wait and kind of assume you know how it's going to go and what's going to work and then start selling it. Don't wait till then. Start selling it now. Start offering your services and get feedback now. This will help you create additional content and all kinds of stuff. So when you do that, then you'll be able to go into the next phase, the nurture phase, where you can systematically and continuously nurture your prospects and your existing clients, customers, members with systems, with steps and in a kind of an automated way of doing things, right? So you'll know, you'll be able to create more and do more with less, right? With less time and less trial and error, because you'll know the best way to do that. You'll learn that from the invite stage. So you'll learn what works, how to make it work, and that people are actually willing to pay for it. And once you have something that works, once you know people are willing to pay for that thing, and you've created a systematic way to deliver it and continue to deliver value and nurture an audience, then you can begin attracting more business on top of that, and then really expanding and scaling your business. And that's the fun stage, right? That's when you'll know, you'll be able to fine tune your wording, maybe your ad copy, what to give away as a lead gen offer. Here's where you're going to want to run certain kinds of analytics, ask for customer referrals, initiate some type of affiliate or referral reward program, things like that. So don't jump straight to the stage without going through the building blocks. You want to create a really strong foundation so that this will last, so that this will work. So follow the blueprint and then make money along the way while you're building your dream. You can be trickling in some income for that. So I'll talk a little bit more towards the end about some resources we have on all of these different stages and how you can get that, and a lot of free stuff you can check out. Today, I'm going to do app audits. So they're also, I call them interchangeably app audits, app reviews. I try to do these every once in a while. And it's kind of a way for you to let me know, here's my app, please take a look at it and help me with it, right? So here's what, if you do want your app audited, here's what I'm going to need from you. Your comment with your app ID number. Now, in the past, I've asked for your smart link, but I'm going to, it's easier for me to, if I know the app ID, to just plug it in, then, because the whole copy paste in the comments, it doesn't work all that great. So if you've already commented with the smart link, I'll take it, but if you could comment again, maybe with the app ID, because then I can't really copy and paste it. And then I have to like type the whole thing again. But if I know the app ID, that's usually a short number. And the reason some of these other things, don't just give me the app ID number and say, hey, how am I doing it? I would like to know what it is you want help with. Like, describe what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve. Let me know things like, oh, it's supposed to be a membership for $10 a month, or the first month is supposed to be only $1, or is my discount code set up correctly? Or I don't want them to go straight to the Facebook group when they pay. I want them to see the main content first. So do I have that set up? Or something as simple as, is my PayPal connected? Is my CRM connected? Is my Facebook group connected correctly? If I know what you're trying to do or what the main goal of it is, then I can make sure you're set up to achieve it. But you could also tell me something specific, like the examples I gave, all right? So I'll let you know how to add me as a secondary manager and how to find your app ID with a couple of screens here. And then I'll check comments to see who's already provided that. So if you don't know where your app ID number is, go to your app, right? However you get to it. If you don't know how to get to your app, tutoS.com/account. And then you'll load all your apps, and I'll show you how to find that as well. But when you go to your app, you want to click on the link icon at the top. It's your Smart Link settings, and you'll see different versions of your Smart Link. But at the bottom is your app ID number. That's where you can just copy it from there so you can paste it in a comment. That would be the easiest way to get it because it's not copyable from that top section at the top in the little window frame there. But at the bottom where I'm pointing where that arrow is, you can copy that. That's your app ID number. Now, if you don't know how to get to your app, go to tutoS.com/account and you'll land on the My Apps tab. And there you can find all your apps will be listed and the little link icon will be there next to the app. So find the app you want and click that. The app ID is actually next to the orange button too. But if you click that link icon from My Apps, you'll get to the same window that I just showed in the previous screen, and your app ID number is right there. But you don't have to pop up this window. You can actually, and I should have mentioned this before because I noticed I was saying this. I'm like, wait, they can actually just copy it right there too. So if you're going the My Apps route, when you find it next to the big orange edit button, you'll see your app ID right there. You can copy and paste it. All right. So that's number one. I need your app ID number. If you have more than one app that you want me to look at, like they're related, like it's the same thing. Like you're like, well, when they're done here after this free webinar or this free download, I want them to go to this app. If the two are related in that sense, let me know and I'll make sure that that's also set up. To make me a secondary manager on the same dashboard, but click the little person, the little avatar icon where it says Manage Admins. This window will pop up and my app ID number or my 22 number is 45927. That allows me to kind of access your app and look at it and then save that. Same thing you can find in My Apps the same way if you don't know where your app is. Same thing. My Apps, click the little admin button and this window will pop up and then you can put my ID in there. All right. I'm going to comment too or put a little banner up here with my, let me see if I can get back over to it. There we go. It should show at the bottom. That's what you want to add as a secondary manager. Let me take a look at comments. Yes. So Michelle, comment with your app ID if you want me to look at it and I will screen share and I'll go over it. All right. Okay. So I'm going to scroll up. It looks like we have, here we go. I'm a DJ. Given the current pandemic, I want to stream my sets live to my fans. I also want to link to my blog and my true life stories. Okay. So, and I'm assuming this Facebook user is the same person, all to be done through a membership. It will include content I create as well, like to interviews. Okay. Guest live streams, etc. Okay. All right. So, I'm assuming that the, and this is you. Let me, let's get that 120327. And here's why I do that. Let me switch over to this. And I have another little, let me put this up really quick. Makes it nice and clean. All right. 120327. 027. Okay. Let me switch over. Is this you? Charm Palais. All right. Let me know if that is correct. It should be, but if not, let me know. I'll see. DJ interview. Sorry, no problem. All right, let me move this out of the way. Did I type that in? 120327. Yeah. Okay. And Michelle, I got yours there too. Okay, cool. Yes, that's it. Perfect. All right. So you want to, let me come back to all of this. You want to stream your live sets to fans. You also want to link to your blog and true life stories. Okay, so is this the membership here? Okay, so let me look at your settings. access buttons, just to see how you have it. So the first one, you have it as a URL. So let me know, is this supposed to be a membership? Because if you want them to join for $2.99, this needs to be either a Stripe subscription or a PayPal subscription. If you have a Stripe account and you want to use Stripe, or if you have a PayPal account and you want to use PayPal, you choose that. And when you select these, for example, if I click this, it will then give you extra information to put in, like your group. Okay, so it looks like you did set this up and you have the PayPal in here. You just had it on the wrong thing. Let me know if that's correct. It looks like you have that. Do you have a CRM connected? MailChimp is connected, but there's no list. I'll get into that too. This shows that it's $10 for the first month and then recurring $6. So let me know what you mean by the $2.99. Or if you meant this, let's just go back. You did have a link here. So I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to open this in a new tab. And another thing I could do, if you want, I can have you come on and you can talk to me and I can answer your questions. So if anyone likes to do that, okay, I'm reading your comments. I'm going to actually put in this link here. I'm going to comment with it. And I'm just going to put it here. Can I do a different one? Nope, there's no private chat there. I'm going to put that there. Maybe I'll regret doing that. But I can determine who I let in or not, if that's easier for you. Otherwise, we're going to, Michelle, you gave me your number, so I got it. You said you're sorry you missed 121155. I'll do yours next. I'd like to know how to add extra tabs. Okay, got that. Will be PayPal. Okay, so it will be PayPal. All right. This is, so here you've got something where they can pay. You may have had something set up here. It looks like you've got some type of subscription link. So let me know if this is for something else. Because if this is your subscription app and you're not using 22 Social for that, you can create an app with 22 Social to collect leads, like give them a free download. And then after they sign up, once they're in here and there's no charge, you can then say, hey, you like that? By the way, sign up for my membership and then send them over here. So give me a little bit more clarity of if you're, this app, is it supposed to replace this or is this something else? Because this looks like it's a $2.29 a month membership. So give me the details on what this is supposed to be. I think you said it was supposed to be PayPal. So that just needs to be switched over here to the selected type is PayPal. So it's going to get rid of this link here. It's not going to send them there. And then just make sure that it matches what you're saying. So if you say it's $2.29, or I'm sorry, $2.99, make sure that you're actually going to be charging them. Because I'm going to click this button, I'm going to go to PayPal, and then I'm going to be charged $10. That's what this means. And then every month after, I will be charged $6. And just for cleanliness, I'd probably put that in there, just like that. That's what you have set up in here. So let me know if that is correct. So the landing page, you're saying, I'm seeing this comment here. So that's the landing page. Let me just hit preview. Where they land is going to be on this side. Oh, you don't even have your, it's not even enabled. Let me just save that. The only change I made was switch it to PayPal, which we could switch it back to URL and added a decimal. But you have this disabled. So, and it's not published yet. So any traffic goes here is going to see this page is not, it's not published yet or coming soon, right? Until you actually publish it. Let me move this banner out of the way too. So it's not published, but if you want them to see this page first, you need to turn on the gate. It's not enabled. So if otherwise, they're just going straight here. Once you publish it, there's no payment. They just come here. So if you wanted this to just be kind of like an about me page that talks about different parts of your business, then you have this set up correctly. And what you'll want to do then is set up a different app for the membership and leave this one ungated as like, this is where everyone goes. It's kind of like your own little website. They'll see it like this, right? They'll see it just like this, and they can click different buttons and do all different things. And you probably have this going different places. But so the app itself is not, I don't know if you have other apps in your My Apps here. So you have, is this the start here? Okay, and then that's your membership. Let's look at this one really quick. Okay, so this one doesn't have anything. This kind of looks like a start here to me, unless this is what they're supposed to see after they pay. Let me come back over to comments. Let's see. How do I get that to be live on my page as I see it now? Well, if you want it on your page, you'd have to have over 2,000 fans to get a page tab, and that's kind of glitchy. If you watched last week's episode, I went through a whole thing on how to get your tab visible, or your smart link. I'm sorry, your app visible using the smart link, and all the different places where you can put it, and why people don't even visit pages anyway. And people who are using the tabs are most likely wasting their time, because nobody goes to business pages. The way you see it on your page is because you visit your own page. Think about how many times you visit another business page that's not yours. You don't. As a Facebook user, you're scrolling through your news feed, and that's how you find stuff. So that's my whole training last week was all on that. So that would be a good resource for you. So that was that question right there. It'll make a lot more sense. It's about the whole thing's it's an hour episode, I think under an hour, just under, but my training is like 30 minutes of me walking through the whole thing in different scenarios. So check that out. Yeah. So you want this to be the about page. Here's what I would do, Charm. I would leave this as is. That's your start here. And then with your other app, maybe make this one the membership. I don't know what kind of content, but whatever your membership is. So for example, this is your subscribe for $2.99. So all of this content, like if you had hired me to do your app, I'd say, okay, you want to make this a 22 social app. I would start with all of your graphics and content. I would probably copy all of this somehow, whatever, figure out what that is. Looks like these are video links and things like that. All of this, and build a sales page for that here, explaining all of that. And here's where they would sign up. So this button will be what the button you have over here. So $2.99. And that's your subscription app. And then once they're in there, whatever's on this side of it is going to be all of your membership content. And there's some good resources on last week's episode where I went over that as well, on how to, where you can do onboarding and a whole walkthrough of the workflow for an entire membership. That's going to be super helpful for you too, because it'll go into all of the how-to on the back end. That's where I would start. This should just be, leave it as is, ignore this front part because nobody sees it until you turn the gate on. And if this was supposed to be the cover for your other app, another thing you could do to make it simple, instead of having to come over here and recreate this whole thing from scratch, which you didn't have a lot of content. It looks like it's just text and an image, so it shouldn't be too hard. But if you had a bunch of stuff that you wanted to bring over, you could duplicate this app. You can hit the little duplicate here, and it'll just add a third app. So on your My Apps, you then just have a third one. And then name the third one the subscription, right? Maybe call it subscription $2.99, something that when you see it on this list here, you'll know which one it is. And then it'll just be a duplicate of this. So it'll be exactly the same thing. And that's when you'll say, okay, the front's done. This side, all of this has to change, because unless this is going to be what the membership gets, right? Because this is like your welcome page right now, or your start here. I would make this like, and I go over this on that walkthrough too. Like step 1, welcome to the, membership. Here's our Facebook group, check your email. Here's what we do. Here's everything that's included, like a whole welcome series. So let me know if any questions. Looks like that all starting to make sense now. Cool. Yes, definitely watch next week. I think this will make a lot more sense. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to go back up because we had another one. All right. I see your question there. Let me start back with Michelle. 1/2/1155. I'm just going to put that in here. 11:55. And we'll just make sure that we are on the right page here. Let that load. That's Michelle. Okay, good. All right, let's look at the front. And let me see what you said here. You did say something about it. So let me check this. Hold on, there's a new comment. Let me just scroll down. You guys are active today, so cool. All right, awesome. All right, I had 2 people pay and then not join group. I emailed, but I have Gmail, so I think it goes to spam. I can't find them on Facebook. Not sure what to do. Want to make sure it's pretty clear what the next step is. I think it, but maybe I'm wrong. Can you look? All right. I'm gonna move that over. So let me look. You said you had 2 people join. I'm just going to go straight to the SRM first, because that's going to be everyone who's joined. Okay, so you've had a lot of people join, but you have had 12 entries. You can always see all your entries by, I usually like to hit 40 just to have the full thing load, but it tells you at the bottom, how many you have total. All right, so these 10 people, excluding the first 2 that don't have access, maybe you're talking about the group. They didn't join the group. Those are your members. I'm going to close the SRM tab. Let me make sure your group is connected. So and I should probably go a little slower. On the front end, I'm on the AppGate side. Switch to AppGate, where it says Advanced Settings. I'm going to click on that. You have your group here. And then you have this checked. I'll tell you what that means, okay? This, if anyone asks me what's the most common thing I talk about when I do these, or anytime I do, even in my own membership, it's this thing right here. What this checkbox does, it means, and let me put this in a new tab. Let that open. Close this other one here. Why is there a source ID at the end? Do you have that in your whole link? Okay, yeah, we don't need all this. Let's take that out. All right, I'm just going to copy that. And let me save it as is really quick. Preview, save. I don't want all those extra things on the end. If you needed that, let me know. I will make a note of this. If you're like, no, I needed that whole thing, I don't want you getting mad at me. So I'm copying it. I'm just going to put a little sticky note over here on the side. If you need it, message me and I'll send you this link. All right, let me move this notepad over to the side. All right. Why is this group not loading? So your group's not loading. Another place I can check is your page. If you've connected the group to your page. Groups. Groups. You have quite a few groups. What is that? That ends in 879. Yeah, that looks like that's the one. All right, why is that link not working? What's with this source ID? Weird. I'm not able to open your group. And I don't know if it's just something's weird, but all I'm seeing is a white screen. I had the right ID number. Facebook is Facebook group. Let me just go to 22 Socials Facebook group. That'll answer if it's just your group or is Facebook groups not working. Okay, I can't seem to get to groups at all. Let me double check. Can you guys still hear me? New comments. Yeah, weird. So it's not you. Don't worry. I see your comment here. Like, what the heck? It's just not loading. Gosh, my internet, it's not me. So I don't know if Facebook groups is acting weird. What's up with that? Interesting. Let me just go to Facebook, period. I mean, I'm on Facebook right now, so I know it's working. Let me just pick like a random group over here. Let this all load. I'm an admin for so many accounts that this and all my clients' pages. So yeah, something is funky and it's not loading. I did get a message when I first started with StreamYard that for some reason, Chrome is not, it has to do something with their, that everybody's backed up and doesn't have human tech support right now because of the whole situation we're in the world, that there may be some issues screen sharing with Chrome. So with that said, I'm going to try one little thing really quick to see if this makes a difference. And I'm going to launch Firefox, which, oh, you know what? Last week I deleted Firefox from this computer. So Chrome's my only browser. It may be something incompatible with, it's not you, so don't worry. It looks like there's some incompatibility with StreamYard and Chrome when screen sharing. They did tell me that when I first went broadcasting. So let's move on away from that, but because it looks like your group is connected correctly. So let me close this. This is what I'm talking about. Coming back to here on advanced settings. I just want to make sure that that was the correct group. It is. When you check this box, what that means is they're going to see this message and they're going to go straight through to the group. They're never going to see this. That's what that checkbox means. So uncheck it if you want them to see this first, and then click this button to go to the group, which I'm assuming you have that connected here correctly. Let's look at the button for that. Awesome. And here's the thing. You don't need to send them to like the about section of the group. Once you've connected your group to your app, the way we did over here. So the first step that, Michelle, you did this correctly, but anyone watching that's curious, the first step is to go into advanced settings, put your Facebook group here. So group / and then the group ID number without anything else after it. Once you do that, your group is connected, okay? And then you preview and save. We'll come back to the checkbox in a minute. When you do that, you will have this option on the main content for every one of your buttons. Whenever you add a button, and you won't have to paste all that in, you simply say group. If you're not seeing group as an option from one of these for your buttons, it just means you haven't connected your group. If you're not seeing like refer, it's because it's not a gated app, right? Gated, you can't refer someone to a gated app because there's no SRM, there's no choose a winner, there's none of that. So this is all determined on your settings. You have a group set up, so you have this option. That's all you have to do. So that'll just connect to whatever group you have in your settings, okay? Here's what you had before. Let me just make sure it's not anything different. Yeah, the only difference is the link. So you don't need that in here. You just need this to be a group. And I'm going to hit preview. So let me save that. So let me know in the comments, Michelle. Oh, you're using Safari and it won't load. Okay, so something's up with groups. Can't get groups either. All right. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so you do want to uncheck it, right? All right, let's do that first. That's what was I wanted to get clarity on that. So this means uncheck this and they will not see that message. This is what they'll see because that basically you're going to replace your main content with this message because they're not going to see the main content. And that's why you would write that. If you ever want to see this or use this wording for something else, you can just check the box again. So I'm going to hit preview to capture that and hit save. Now when people join, they will see this side. So no one was seeing it at first. Now, if they ever come back or like in your group, you have a place there that says, go back to, and you send them back here, which you don't look like you have any content here. So there's no reason to send people back here. This is basically the step, like the thank you page or the welcome page they see before they get to the group. I'm assuming once you get into the group, everything happens in there. That's where you have that written right here. That's where all the tutorials will be. All of that. So there's really no need for them to come back here. Like in my group, I have go back to the members area for this, for that, for replays, for downloads, for, to book a one-on-one call with me at your member discount. If you need to update your email or contact, member support, I have all that going on my members area, but most people have what you have, which is just, yay, you did it. Join the group. Very simple. So that's correct. And now when they are in, the only thing is I would remove this once your price goes up because everyone, no matter what they pay, sees this. So if you next month, it goes up to say $20 a month, take this out because people paying $20 a month are going to see this. So unless you're always going to have it as 10, that's great. So leave that there until the day you decide to change it. So that's all good. Hopefully that makes a difference. But your original concern, it's loading on phone. Yeah, it's the Chrome browser. So you're probably using the Facebook app, and there's an issue with Chrome browser, maybe other browsers as well, interacting with live streaming platforms, Facebook, all kinds of stuff right now. It's just the way it is. It's the way of the world. But I think the phone uses the app. Okay. All right, I don't plan to raise price. All right, cool, perfect. Just leave it like that. You're all set. So what happens now is when somebody comes here, let me just make sure the rest of it is set up. You have it sign up with PayPal, great. You have it $10 a month. And let's look at your buttons and make sure this is all set up correctly. Sign up with PayPal, nothing extra there. I don't know if you said something about email. You do have Gmail connected. MailChimp. But so did, I forget her name, Charm. But I think that might be you guys copied a template that had it. That shouldn't be the case. Not my templates don't have it, but I know in the past some of our other people at 22 Social, when they make templates, they forget to uncheck the the CRM connected, and so it's part of the template. But maybe you actually do have MailChimp. We'll talk about that in a second because you mentioned Gmail, but your MailChimp's connected. 10 and 10. This is all good. We're not going to worry about discounts. So you're all set here, and you only have the one. It's just monthly. So your membership is set up correctly. Looks like you're making some sales. You did pretty good in here. You've got 10 people, should be $100 total. Yep. All right. Now your email, let me open that back up. So to get to the email, actually, you don't need to open that. I'm just going to open up SRM right here, which is what I had before. Under SRM, there's these 3 gray options that when you're not in the SRM tab, they're not there. So the only way to see these is to go to SRM, and then there's CRM, tracking, and chat. And so CRM is what I'm looking for. And you have MailChimp connected and your API key. If you did this, that means you went into your MailChimp account and connected, you found your API, and you did all that correctly. And it's, and then you'll see this on the gate. All right. So if anyone is trying to set up, whether it's MailChimp or anything, and you go here and you don't see it in green, the name of your CRM connected, like a success message, it means you didn't do that first step. Michelle, you did. The only thing you haven't done is put in a list ID. So in MailChimp, since you have MailChimp, create a list. I don't know if you maybe already have one. Find the list ID. I think it was episode 103, but I will double check. I did an episode on an app demo with CRM integration, autoresponders. I forget what I called it, but I know CRM was in the title. It was either episode 101 102 or 103. It was one of those, 2 or 3. And I actually use MailChimp as an example where you get your API, where you get your list ID and how to do all that. So check that out. But you will need to create a list for the members of this community, of this free-to-be art community group. That's $10 a month, a corresponding list in MailChimp. If you already have that list, great. Find the list ID and put that here. And then what happens is, and this all depends on how you have it set up. I personally, I don't like MailChimp, but I know a lot of people use it because you can start free. Just a note, it will cost you a lot more down the road than any other CRM. So just keep that in mind when you need other features. But if you want to create like a, hey, welcome to the membership, and you set all that up, you set it up to say, send them this email when they join this list. That's the list ID that goes here, and people will automatically receive a welcome. Okay. And then you could also, if you're dealing with, let me go back to your question about spam. Go back up. Still trying to go back up. I want to make sure that was you that had asked. Gmail, you said something. Oh, it was that big long comment here, and I found it. I emailed, but I have Gmail, so I think it goes to spam. Okay, so your email should be coming from MailChimp, okay? And what I would do is in here is maybe put another section either below the button or above it. There are some examples I did, the same tutorial that I referenced when I was talking about Charm's app earlier, the DJ one, how I do a workflow. Look at that. I want to see it's part 4. Part 4, I went over No, part three. Part three, I went over. I'm making a note here so I can put it in the comments when we're done. Part three. I went over, lost my train of thought. Oh, what to say on the main content side, like check your email inbox if it went to spam and stuff like that, and letting them maybe message your page if they can't find the email so that you can then go in and manually correct it. I would add something like that if this is a concern of yours, spam, but definitely check out, set up your MailChimp first and maybe that'll make a difference. So let me kind of go back. I found one person, thankfully, because she commented on my post. Okay, what do you mean by find? And if that's in the group, unfortunately, groups is acting really weird and I can't load it. Yeah, bummer. I'm looking over here. I have groups. No, I was like, I had groups open before I went live, but it wasn't the 22 Social group. It was the 22 Social page. But I am noticing, I'm looking at, I'm not sharing that part of the screen right now, but I think there is something. Yeah. So groups are now adding, they have this source ID added to the end of it. And that's making everything, I just went to the 22 Social Dream Builders group and I'm seeing a white screen. Okay, that's just not going to work. If you're talking about finding them, another way you could find them, Michelle, is in PayPal. Okay, so the oh, and actually, before I get to PayPal, use the extension, the Chrome extension. I don't know if you've checked this out. I'll mention it a little bit at the end of our call because I'm going to show it. In your advanced settings over here on the gate where you connect the group, if you download the extension and input your app ID and then the key, you'll just click this little crossed out eyeball here. It'll show your key, these two, and enter it into the Chrome extension. There's this extension if you use Chrome. If you don't, then just ignore all this. That will identify on Facebook your members by color and things like that. So that's cool. But if you're trying to find like them in, there's another place you can find is in here in PayPal. See these P's? If you click on that, when you click on it, it will take you to Val, Mary, Lisa, Amy's profile on PayPal with when they joined, their email and all of that stuff. Pretty much like if I click on this, it'll show like sometimes their email, like this is their email on Facebook and this is their email on PayPal. So if they have two different emails, you'll see that in there because PayPal will also capture an email. So that's one way, but yeah, I'm trying to understand what you mean by finding one person. Let's see, look at some of these other. I know this is a little bit delayed. Safari, uncheck. Loading on my phone. I'm just kind of scrolling down. All right, let's see. These are new. Don't plan to raise the price. Check spam. She paid. Didn't join the group. Okay, so she didn't join the group. Here's the thing. Unless they're beating down your door like, hey, I paid for this group and you won't let me in. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Some people just pay for things and then never join or don't get around to it. I have a membership where I've got people who are still paying me every month and they've never joined. And that was 4 years ago. And they never joined the group. And they're still paying me. Don't know why, but you know. I can't contact her. Look in your SRM and email both of the emails for that person. That's what I would do there. Van Bender. Okay, you didn't know that was there. Cool. Yep, that helps too. Let it go. All right, cool. So I think I'm caught up. Yeah, you could still reach out, but definitely check your SRM. If you click info, there's some info about each person in here. Another couple things just to mention while I'm in here. Green eye and means that they've paid. Well, it means they have access because you can manually give someone access. So for example, let's just, I'm just going to load the full thing. For example, Joe, right? If you wanted to give him access manually, this gray eye versus a green one means they have not, even though it says 10 monthly, that means that's the button they clicked, but for some reason or another, they bailed, they didn't use PayPal, or maybe these were just testers that were, these people, whatever the situation is, whenever you see this in here and the amount column is blank and this is gray, that usually means they went as far as getting all the way to the checkout page and then changing their mind. But they clicked the OK continue to confirm who they are. So that's how their name got in here, but they don't have access until they pay. And I do go over that in the membership workflow tutorial, which again, I'll link to. So if you wanted to give somebody access because they're your buddy or they're your admin assistant or your husband or something, you could do that. You'd have to enable the override and then say enable, and they'll have access. They don't get notified. So this person, Joe, is not getting an email or anything. This is all internal. But the next time Joe comes back to this app, he will see, he's not going to see this sign up with PayPal. He's going to see what the people who have access see. Okay, this is what people who've paid see because you manually gave him access. So I'm just going to undo that right now, but I wanted to show you, you could do that. And the reason I'm getting to that is because I want to show you what other things in here mean. So I'm just going to disable. And I wish this would stay on the default load. Thankfully, you only have 12 in here, whereas there weren't hundreds. But so that's how you would manually do that. My point was here, if you see a green eye and an amount in the amount column, they are paid. If you see a P, it means they paid with PayPal because you may offer PayPal and Stripe. Okay. And if you just use Stripe, you don't have this option, which you don't need. PayPal, the only reason PayPal is confusing is because PayPal accounts and have their own emails and things, and so it can get confusing. But you can click on a person's PayPal profile and it will take you to that spot in PayPal. You have to be logged in as PayPal as the account holder. I'm not an account holder on your PayPal account, so this won't work when I click it, but when you click it, it will. If you're not logged in, you'll see the login, like you'll see this login, right? And you'll need to log in, but if you're already logged in, it will take you straight there. There's a couple places where you can get some contact information if you didn't grab it on the way in, all right? The other thing you could do, last thing, I should have mentioned this too. This is really basic. This was back in the day when we didn't even have all these fancy gadgets and Chrome extensions, and we needed, like if you didn't have a CRM, you didn't have MailChimp or anything, you could click export all and your whole SRM database will be exported into a CSV file, like an Excel file, which has all of this information in it. It'll have their name with their email, all that stuff's in here. So that's cool. That's another option, all right? Can I have pay? But yes, so I also have a tutorial. Let me write that down. So the membership workflow, the one about the tabs that I did last week, and the Stripe tutorial. Okay, I'm going to put all 4 of these in the notes. I did a tutorial, Michelle, on Stripe. It's in the group. So groups is really funky right now. I'll have to wait so I can get the link for you, but I have it in another folder. I'll find it. That I go through how to set up Stripe. And at the end, I go over, if you already had PayPal and now you're adding Stripe, here's what you need to do. But I also caveat and make, kind of mention that you probably want to pick one or the other. It's going to be more of a headache for you to try to run both. So pick one and stick with it. There are reasons why you might pick one over the other. I was all PayPal for the longest time. I've just converted. Now I'm all Stripe, but it's taking me a while to go through because I have to update my button copy, my app copy, things and I cover this in the tutorial on using Stripe. It's the last part where if you had PayPal and now you're switching Stripe, here are all the things you got to worry about. Like anywhere you mention PayPal here, and your welcome email on the main content side. If you have your terms and conditions, you have a refund policy that addresses, what to do to cancel with PayPal. All of that changes if you have Stripe. If you have both, then you have to have if you have PayPal, do this. If you paid with credit card, do this. And it's tedious. So I would say pick one. In your case, unless you have an issue with PayPal or you get a lot of complaints that people don't want to use PayPal, if you're not seeing that, stick with PayPal. But if that becomes a headache, then switch to Stripe. Prior to having the option to use Stripe, my answer to that concern was when people go, oh, but people don't want to use PayPal or they're always asking me. My standard answer to that was let them know up front that you use Facebook and you use PayPal. If they don't have a problem with either of those two, they can go join a different membership. They're not your target market. But now we have a few more options. But anyway, let me kind of make sure I didn't miss anything. It looks like we just had Charm and Michelle. but hopefully I did help you guys a little bit. I'll try to do these a little more often, or, as often as I can, from time to time, these app audits, but, and maybe we'll get like a nice schedule for them going, but, you can always ask questions like this in the group, and there's lots of resources, and I will put some links like to some of the ones I talked about when we do the replay and stuff like that. So let me kind of get back to my presentation though. And if you still have questions, ask. I'm going to definitely double check again before we get back. But as I said in the beginning, I was talking about the different stages of where you are in the business and some resources to help you through that. And I said I kind of get back to that at the end. I just want to make sure if you're fairly new to 22 Social, or you're brand new and you want to know a little bit more about it and how the software works. It all runs on Facebook with a free Facebook business page. So you will need that, but they're free. They're easy to set up and manage. A lot of people like to use them in place of their website, or kind of like their online hub for things. But it's a nice addition to it as well. Don't get hung up on the page itself, because a lot of people, like I said, don't go to pages. They're scrolling their news feed, and that's where you got to catch your eye with your, when you share your smart link. And that's what I went over last week. Definitely check that out if you missed it. But with 22 Social, if you have a business page, you can create custom, what we call them apps. They're third-party applications that are landing pages or little mini web pages that sync to your business page. That's how they're hosted, through your page, as for free content, or like landing pages. Like Sharms was talking about how she just has a general about me and all of the different things you could do, but she also wants to create a landing page for like a sales page for the membership. Michelle had a membership that she's built a sales page for. So those different things you can create, and then you share them. And when you share them on Facebook, they show up nicely in the news feed. You can also get that smart link. Each app install comes with its own smart link, the app ID smart link. I highly recommend putting that in the call to action button. And I went over in detail about that on last week's episode. So definitely check that out if you missed it. That was a pretty good one. So these customized pages, they look pretty plain. You would have probably saw an example of one where I was showing Sharms the one that she hadn't done anything to. That's how it starts. But as you can see from a couple of the examples we did today, once you go in and edit it, make it your own, you can change the colors, the text, you can add pictures, images, and you make your own page however you want. It's all drag and drop editor. It's very easy. It's like if you can, figure out a Google Doc or a Word doc, you can edit these. You just write in your text and hit save as you go. But there's other like widgets and things you can put in there. And you can create as many of these as you want for different things. They're mobile friendly. Each one install comes with its own, what we call smart link, that depending on where they are, whether they're on their phone or their desktop or computer, laptop, tablet, it will recognize that. It'll smart detect that and be responsive to where they're coming from and show them your page on the right platform. So use it to create whatever you want. You just need a business page, and Facebook allows us to connect up to 15 third-party apps, which that's what 22 Social is. It's a third-party application to your page. So for each business page, you could do 15, and our standard plan starts you off with 3 pages, or you can connect up to 3 pages if you had them. So you can have up to 45. So you can create whatever you want. A lot of people like to use this to restrict content or restrict access. And there's 3 ways that we mainly kind of encourage, or this is what most of our users are using it for. The first way is a free access, right? We want to restrict access, but they don't have to pay. They just have to opt in or register, right? So that we can capture their information. And this is a lead generation, like a webinar registration or downloading a free PDF or access to a free video, or if you're running a contest, you just need them to sign up, but you're not collecting money. If you want to collect money, you can do that a couple ways: as a one-time payment or as a membership payment. So a one-time payment could be like for a course, a one-on-one session, something where you charge one-time access for. They only pay once. If it's a course, they can pay once and then they have lifetime access. Most people, that's how they sell their courses. You pay $100 today and you can access the course forever, But if you want to create recurring, you want people to pay on a regular monthly basis, weekly, yearly, there's different ways you could set that up. I think there's 5 different terms we offer: weekly, monthly, quarterly, twice a year, or every 6 months, and then yearly, I believe, with the options. But you can have a membership in that sense where they pay a certain amount regularly, right? So here's kind of an overview of how that whole process works. when you share that smart link to your membership site, they will see a post like this, especially if you share it on Facebook. They'll see it in their newsfeed, they'll click it, they'll go to your gate. The app gate side is the sales copy side, where that's the part they see if they haven't paid. And they're going to make a decision there. If they want to join, they'll click. When they do, they're going to be taken to this little kind of step in the middle that's the confirmation page. And their name will be there. Their email address will pre-fill, but they could change it if they want. I go over this in detail in that workflow for memberships. This is where they're going to confirm who they are, agree to your terms, and click a continue button. They haven't paid yet, but this is how they get. So if it's a free lead generation, they're just downloading a PDF or something or entering a contest. This is all they do. And once they hit continue, they're going to have access. If it's a membership or some one-time payment, when they click that, they're going to pay first, and then they'll see this side. But once they've paid or registered, they can then browse the other side of your app, the main content, see everything that's in there, and have access to whatever you have there, buttons to your Facebook group, book a call, download this, whatever it is you're offering. And you're capturing a Facebook profile, their name, their email. You can message them. I think it includes the date of birth and location. All this stuff gets captured in the back office, which is called, there's a tab up there called the SRM. And I went over that a few times today on the app audits. The SRM there shows all of your members or all of your registered users and everything in there. And that's where you can either export that, you can connect it to your autoresponder for emails and all kinds of stuff. But you can easily manage your members back here. If you're using PayPal as your processor, when they pay, they'll have a little P button right here. You can click that and it'll take you right to their profile on PayPal. So that's convenient. There's also a extension, a Chrome extension that works. So you need the Chrome browser. It's only on desktop, but when you install this, it's free, easy to use. You just put in your app ID and your settings. I had showed that on Michelle's example, but I'll link to the episode where I actually went over that in a little more detail when we announced this. But this is cool because all you do is install it and hit start. And what that does is it's going to change the names, the colors of the names of people on Facebook based on whether they have access to your group or have paid, right? Meaning if they're requesting access and they're green, that means they've paid, let them in. If they're already in and you see their name red, that means they were paid and they have since canceled and it's time to take them out. You'll also get these notifications like from PayPal or whoever your processor you use. You'll get these notifications other places, but the extension, the Chrome extension, allows you to see it with color coding while you're here in the app. So this is something I do regularly for my own clients. Every week I go in and remove members who need to come out, let people in, that kind of stuff. So this is really helpful, but things like this, using the blueprint to guide you, these tools built in, your SRM and connecting your app and your Facebook page and using extensions like this, it really makes running a membership easy and allows you to have really good results like a lot of our members are seeing. And this is the kind of stuff that we are, 22 social users are excited about all the time. Will Irish is using this for multiple things. And this is a screenshot from just one of his subscription products out of many on just one of his Facebook pages, where he's every morning waking up to seeing results like this in his inbox that he's got a new subscription payment. So we'd love for this to be you. We want to help make these dreams a reality, but we want to make sure you're taking the right step, the right next step for you. And for everyone, that's different. And so, what's the right step for me? What should I do right now? What's the right action to take? I want to invite you to take a free Dream Builder self-assessment, which you can get to from 22s.com/dream. That's going to tell you the right step to take for you, where you are in your business, because it's important to take the right action at the right time. You may be in the learn phase, you may be in the earn phase, you may be ready to scale. Take the Dream Builder self-assessment. You'll get a customized action plan based on where you are on your journey, and it'll give you, a kind of a guide on where to go next. So check that out at 22s.com/dream. While you're there, you'll also be able to check out a bunch of other stuff. Join our Facebook group. You'll see our awesome bundle deal that we have, the Dream Builder Bundle, which is the Dream Builder Blueprint course, which goes over in detail all the different stages that I covered at the beginning, and how to make sure that you have those set up correctly, and how to structure your offer, how to systemize it all in a way that moves you along into that next stage on that blueprint so you can grow, so you can scale. And it comes with a year of 22 social at the software, the unlimited version, the standard version with unlimited members, up to 3 pages, and gives you all features. So there's no limit on features. That's our most popular plan. You get a whole year of that and lifetime access to that Dream Builder Blueprint course at a super awesome price. It's bundled at a deal where you get it basically cheaper than if you just were to buy it without the deal, without even the membership course, so, or the builder course. I love that course because it has all the different pieces that we don't have time to get into every year, every week on our 1 hour or 45-minute sessions. But if you wanted to just hone in on one stage that you need help with, that course is really going to help you out. So we want you to be able to have the software so you can implement what you're learning in the course and not have to wait to earn money. So, earn as you learn and start building and getting some results while you're actually, trying things out. Another thing you could do at 22s.com/dream is, besides check out this bundle, get the free assessment, join the group. You can also refer others to come, join the group and get in and win this bundle. So every week and I hit that button too soon. My finger hit it. I talk with my hands. So I'm like, oops. Every week we do give this bundle away. So the blueprint course and a year of 22 social. And if you already have it, we're going to tack it on to your current existing account. You'll get a year on us every week. So go to 22s.com/dream and get your referral link and share it with others, because that's what increases your chances. So right now I am going to pick this week's winner. We do this all behind the scenes with the app. It has its own little choose winner feature. Yay, Charlie Fernandez. It will show you your winner with a picture of them and their name. And we use that same thing to do our contest every week. We use it right in the app. So when you register at 22s.com/dream, like Charlie Fernandez did, you are entered to win. When you ask other people to join and they use your referral link, which you can get at 22s.com/dream, and they join and enter to win and get the free assessment, all that, for each one of those, your chances are increased. And they roll over every week. So if you didn't win this week, you can win next week. But congratulations, Charlie. Woo, woo. You are our winner. 1 year, 22 social standard, the unlimited plan, and a Dream Builder Blueprint course to check out to go along with that. All completely on us. Congratulations. Just message our page for all of the deets. We will get you hooked up. All right. So if I didn't get to your questions, or you have questions, maybe you're catching the replay, there's some other things you want to talk about. Awesome. Thanks. Michelle says it helped a lot. I really love doing the app audits. I don't get to do them as often here, but I do them weekly in my own membership. So I do this every week for my members. And if you'd like more information about that, just message me. Let's see. I'm just going through the comments, making sure I didn't miss anything. I think we're good. So like I said, every week, right? Every Tuesday, we'll be here next Tuesday, and hopefully have some great stories to share and some examples of more people having success. I'd love to hear back from some of our guests that were on today and did the app audit to see if you've implemented anything, and if that helped. We'd love to hear back about that. Until then, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.